Hey friends, Prepping with Sarge here, welcome back. I wanted to have a little driving discussion with you here about The Last of Us. And if you're not familiar with it, it is a post-apocalyptic television show. Prior to that, it was a video game on the PlayStation platform. I think they expanded it to PC, but it's about a post-apocalyptic world in which the majority of the human population and some animals have been infected with a parasitic fungal spore from the cordyceps mushroom. Now, there's been many videos talking about could this actually happen. I'm not going to go into that. If you're interested in that kind of thing, you can you just Google cordyceps mushroom or cordyceps fungus and what the theories are about, like, could it evolve or jump to humans, that kind of thing. Today, what I wanted to actually focus on is the concept of what does the title actually mean. Now, I played the video game years ago, and it is one of the, if you get the chance to play it, I do recommend it, and it is one of the video games that there's only been a couple times where this has happened, where the storytelling was so great that it actually drove me to tears. Now, it's happened with only a couple games. It happened with me with Mass Effect 2 because of a certain ending that I got. I don't want to spoil that. And another video game called Life is Strange, which makes you make some interesting choices that have consequences in the end as well. But with The Last of Us, and I'm not going to do anything spoilery here, so don't get nervous if you're not familiar with the story. But the big concept is the title has a double meaning, right? So it's not just talking about the last of humanity, right? The last people on Earth. It's talking about the last of our humanity in terms of, like, what makes us humans. That is, civilization and art and music and commerce and trade and all of these kind of concepts, right? Those are what makes us human. And compassion for others, right? And building civilizations. Like, if we didn't have the ability to build relationships with other people, humans would not have evolved as far as we have, right? Everything comes about because we were able to build cities, and because we were built cities, we made food more accessible to people. So as our needs moved past the basics of Maslow's hierarchy of human needs, if you're familiar with that concept from psychology, at the bottom of the base is food, safety, water, security, shelter, right? Those are your basic needs. When you move past that, you become something more, right? Like, and humans were able to become something more. We were able to create music and art and culture and even religion, and all these things, right, came about, or advancements in religion came about because humans were able to work together to accomplish needs of the many, right? So before everybody says, oh, you're talking about communism and socialism. No, I'm not. I'm not talking about that at all. Although those concepts are hit on in the story. So if you want to kind of get into that, that's probably a topic for a different video. But our compassion for others really is what I wanted to focus on here. Now, in a lot of the preparedness forums, in a lot of the preparedness videos, you have people talking about concepts such as werewolf preppers and how violent things will get, right? But I believe, and I'm not the only one, there's other people in the community who believe this as well, that there will also be good people. Not everybody's going to be in it for themselves if SHTF happens. If we get into a, true SHTF or TLOU situation where it's like, end of civilization as we know it. I really don't believe that all humans would be every person for themselves, but there would be some without rule of law. So without rule of law, certainly some people who are already, this is my opinion, already
in 300 feet, use the right lane to turn right, then turn right.
Already predisposed to the violence, to getting what they need, those people are going to go there real quick. Then there's going to be other people, I believe, who are kind of in between, right? These are people who wouldn't normally break laws, wouldn't normally be violent, but if it comes down to it and that's their only choice to feed their families, they may choose that, right? Especially their children, but also for themselves as well. And then I think there'd be another group of people who are genuinely trying to maintain some stability within their areas, are genuinely trying to work and cooperate, trying to keep people safe, trying to help other people, right? So the question I have for you all is which one do you really want to be? Do you want to be one of these so-called werewolf preppers, which, by the way, I don't know who came up with that, or vampire preppers, or whatever other weird thing that people come up with? That's not preparedness at all, in my opinion. Okay, so my opinion is worth a grain of salt, but in my opinion, preparedness is about thinking ahead, not using violence to get what you need afterwards. Thinking ahead so that you can avoid the need for that, and you may actually be able to help other people, right? So in The Last of Us, the story itself, that's one of the biggest themes, right? So The Last of Us, again, is not just a title about the last of humanity. It's about the last of our humanity. That is that which makes us human, okay? And I think that I don't want to give too much away here, but the relationship between Joel and Ellie really highlights that, right? It really shows that deep within Joel and other people in the story, there still lies, even though he's been broken by the world, he's been broken by the loss of his daughter. And that's not a spoiler, by the way, that's in the very beginning of the story. That's what defines Joel, is his loss of his daughter. So this becomes a defining characteristic for Joel, a defining moment for his character, where he ceases caring for much beyond the people that are immediately close to him and himself and his own survival. That becomes part of his focus. But Ellie, through her relationship with Joel, teaches him to refine that, right? To find it again, that at one point he was more than just Joel the survivor, right? They even used that line in the game. I don't remember if I think they changed that a little bit in the television show, but in the game there's this moment where he and Tess are having a conversation, and either she says or he says, "We are survivors." That is all they define themselves by, and they give hints that they have broken their moral compass at this point in their life because of the world around them. Okay, so without giving too much away, obviously, if you're halfway through the story, you can see where this is going. Ellie helps him refine his humanity, right? The Last of Us is about what needs to be preserved, right? There's many themes to this, right? And if you want to enjoy it just from the concept of like good action and post-apocalyptic fiction, it's very much like they're not zombies in the story, but they're like zombies with their behavior, the creatures that they're dealing with, which are basically humans that have been infected by these by the fungal spores. And there's things that they've changed from the game to make it work in TV format, so it is a little bit different, but the overall themes are the same. And that one of those big themes as you watch it that makes it really enjoyable is that losing one's self to horror, right? To survival, losing oneself to the post-apocalyptic world, and then refinding oneself. All right, so question for you down in the comments down below. Let me know, what kind of prepper are you, right? Are you going to be one of these werewolf preppers that screw everybody, takes what you need? Or are you going to be one of those preppers like myself and other people in the community that are trying to teach people to prepare ahead so that you don't have to act like that? You can actually be in a position to help yourself, help your family, and help other people. Hey folks, if you enjoyed this, please consider giving me a thumbs up. If you enjoyed my content and you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Keep planting your seeds, keep stacking your silver. This is Prepping with Sarge.